Skip, he's royalty in Atlanta. And, you know, I lived in Atlanta. I still have a home there, and Hank Aaron's it. I mean, he owns so many, from car dealerships to restaurants to fast food chains, and he's it. I mean, to do what he did, he's regarded in many circles. People believe he has the rifle. He's the rightful owner of the home run record. They believe his 755 is the magical number. And for him to play as long as he did, Skip, as well as he did, I think he hit 40-plus home runs at 39 years of age, hit the most home runs of his career at 37 years of age, had 30 home runs at least 15 times, and coming up when he came up when he did it. Now, obviously, he came after Jackie Robinson, but it wasn't long after Jackie Robinson, and he got his start, Skip. And I was reading the story, the backdrop of how the reason why he signed with the Braves instead of the Giants is because they offered him $50 more than the Giants. Now, we know who the Giants had. They'd had Willie Mays and Hank Aaron's in the same outfield. There'd have been a lot of home runs hit in that, Skip, but he's royalty. He's going to be greatly missed. He's a really, 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 really good man.
So, I had the brief privilege in 1975, my first year out of college, to do a story with Hank Aaron during spring training when I was at the Miami Herald in West Palm Beach covering the Braves during that spring after he had had the audacity to be a black man who dared to break Babe Ruth's hallowed home run record. The racist fallout that man had to endure over those months was never quite chronicled correctly because I couldn't get Hank to open up to me, a member of the white press, that he so distrusted, and I don't blame him a bit because that was a time when he should have. Because I think there are many members of the media who were offended that he would dare to break Babe Ruth's record. So I did get his teammates to open up, starting with the great Ralph Garr. Do you remember Ralph Garr? About what Hank had been through. And it moved me, and at least I was in his presence in that clubhouse at Municipal Stadium in West Palm Beach. He was a good man. And he was a great player. And don't forget, he was a great defensive player, too, because he won 3 Gold Gloves.
He did. And then the thing is, Skip, and that's what's so sad about it, because the writers, Skip, he wasn't a unanimous selection to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Really? The guy got the most home runs. He got the most RBIs, the most extra base hits, and he can't be unanimous. Well, who can? I mean, obviously, since then, we know Mo Rivera's been. Somebody left Ken Griffey Jr. completely off their ballot, but this is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
But, and like you said, but he did some of it, Skip. I think they did a 30 for 30 on him or something, and he shared some of the letters that he received.
Later in life. He was able to open up and do it, but God rest his soul.
Thank you guys for sharing your thoughts. I like this quote from Hank Aaron, just to end with this. My motto was always to keep swinging, whether I was in a slump or feeling badly or having trouble off the field. The only thing to do was just keep swinging. So R.I.P. Hank Aaron, we appreciate your words, guys. And next up, I'm going to get back to what I said we discussed. Conor McGregor, who always has plenty to talk about. He is still looking for a rematch with Khabib, despite Khabib retiring after his last fight. During the UFC 257 media session this week, Conor said, quote, "The world knows this fight is not over. This war is not over. The sport needs it to happen. The people need it to happen." Khabib, of course, defeated Conor by submission in October of 2018 when they first fought. It feels like a while ago at this point, but Shannon, will we ever see the rematch between Conor and Khabib?
I don't know. Conor wants it to happen. Conor wants to avenge, because this is what Conor does. When Conor loses, he likes to go back and fight and to avenge that. So, yeah, you beat me, but I came back and beat you. Right now, Khabib has not given him that opportunity to avenge that loss, Skip. For me, I don't, look, the question is what motivates Khabib? If he's motivated by money, because this thing will do astronomical numbers.
Just astronomical. He'll call all time.
Yes, it'll be the biggest fight. It'll be the biggest fight in UFC history. Well, then, because it's not going to be a live gate, Skip, because they're going to want this fight to happen sometime in, say, the next 6 months. And so you're probably going to have to do it on Fight Island, and Dana White's done a great job of having that. So you're not going to do the $17 to $20 million live gate, but the pay-per-view buys will do huge numbers. I don't see it changing, because I still look at Conor as a one-dimensional fighter. He's a stand-up fighter. And if you stand up more times than not, he's going to get you up out of there. But even though he stood up, Khabib stood up with him a little bit, he couldn't get him out.
No.
He walked through the
Khabib
punches.
traded punch for punch with him in the middle of the octagon.
And then guess what happened, Skip? He took Conor down, and then Conor spent the next 3.5 minutes trying to get up off the mat. He's not a well-rounded fighter. Khabib can fight a multitude of styles. The guys that have staying power can fight a multitude of ways. They can fight from the ground. They can, you know. Conor is just basically standing, and I get you out of here with a left, catch you coming in with a shot, and that's how he normally, that's why he got Jose Aldo out. That's how he normally gets people out of there. So I don't look at Conor as a guy that I don't believe he can beat Khabib if he fights him again. The question is, does this fight motivate Khabib enough to get back into the ring? I don't think he's motivated by money. But so how is Dana going to coax him? He said for his 30th fight, he wanted George St. Pierre. Dana said that ain't happening.
Ain't happening.
So
nope.
I don't really know where else for Khabib to go except back to Conor.
Maybe I should amend what I said about Tom Brady. There are actually two men in sports I don't bet against, and the other is Dana White.
Dana White
because he gets what he wants.
He does.
And he rules with the most iron fist of all. He controls this sport. And if he wants this to happen, in the end, you figure it'll just happen. But what do we know about Khabib? A man of the fiercest principle.
He lost his fate.
He lost his father last July, and his mother has made it clear she does not want him to fight again.
Right.
Conor McGregor not only insulted this man's religion before their fight, but this man's wife publicly insulted both. And he took it extremely personally, and he went and took it out on Conor. And it was close to Conor not being able to walk out of the ring. And so one reason, maybe the biggest reason people would buy the rematch is to see if Conor could literally live to tell about it. Could he escape the ring alive? Right. Because this man is serious business.
He for real.
He can choke you out. He has made it clear against some of his opponents that he let them off, you know, like he let them live, right? So, to me, I love Conor because he's the greatest showman in sports.
He is.
He was again yesterday. But, again, will I buy his fight tomorrow night against Dustin Poirier, who he already eliminated in 1 minute and 46 seconds back in 2014, just pummeled him right into submission? Yep, I'll buy it. And yet, what did he do to little Dustin Poirier? He called him a quiet little hillbilly before that fight. And Poirier has admitted he intimidated me. He just overwhelmed me.
Right.
So will it be more of a competitive battle? Probably it will, but I expect Conor to win it. Now Conor's saying, I want to fight once a month, building up toward Khabib, which would probably be if it happens next fall.
Right.
Do I want to see it? Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if he can fight like. I don't know if he can fight like that unless he's getting people up out of there. But if you can't, that's not a sport like the old boxers used to fight. Skip. They used to fight like 5 or 6 times a year.
No, really.
You can't fight. Not in that sport, Skip. It's too taxing. It's too grueling. But when I look at Conor reminds you a lot of Ronda Rousey. He's one-dimensional, Skip. He doesn't do anything. If he can't get you out there on his feet, that's it. This guy right here, he got a big old toolbox. He has a lot of tools in that box, and he can do it a lot of different ways. I don't see the outcome being different. Would I watch it? Absolutely, I'm going to watch it. Yeah, but I believe the outcome will be very similar because, like I said, I don't believe he's gotten better. What's his conditioning going to be like? Because that's what they do, Skip. They get him late, get him into the deeper rounds. They drag him out there to the water, knowing he can't swim, and they drown him. That's what happened with Mayweather. Mayweather let him get to the deep rounds, Skip, and he was just out of gas. This kid let him get to the deep round. What, round 4? Choked him out. And he wasn't too anxious to let him go. The ref had to tap him several.
No, I'm saying he wanted to literally end it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, when that man is that devout, when you find people that devout about their faith.
I agree.
And you insult the man's wife. Well, whatever you get, you deserve.
I agree. So I will give Conor this going into this fight. From all I've read, he has really recommitted to conditioning. He's gone to Portugal with this new group, and it sounds like his cardio is supreme.
He said he was overtraining, and he said, you know, they would do this, and then he's like, I feel great, and he started doing other things. They're like, no, we're done. We come back tomorrow. So we'll see. I'm gonna watch, see what he got in store. But Khabib is a different animal, Skip.
Agreed.
All right, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to this because Packers superfan and good friend of the show, Lil Wayne, will join us next to tell.
And at least I was in his presence in that clubhouse at Municipal Stadium in West Palm Beach. He was a good